The road to 1,000 breaking runs, racks 86 and 87. 9-ball, World 9-ball Tour format, 4 1/8 inch pockets on a 9-foot table. I did make the one on the side and send the cue ball back through the rack as intended. As the balls come to a rest, I noticed the 2-ball goes in the lower right-hand corner pocket, a long straight-in shot with the cue ball here. Switching out my cue balls as usual because I like to protect my brand new Measle ball after the break. Shooting the 2-ball here with a draw stroke because the 3 is in the upper right-hand portion of the table. Nice and smooth. Hitting this below center around 6 o'clock. I meant to hit the rail a little bit more to send the cue ball back out off the rail a little further. I noticed it was a little bit sticky on my shaft that day, so I decided to clean my shaft here real quick, and I speed up things to save time. Shooting the 3 in the upper right-hand corner pocket. The 4 is in the middle of the table, so I intend to draw about 6 inches to a foot and bounce off the left long rail. Shooting the slow left spin around 7 o'clock, I actually understruck this ball a little bit. I wanted to draw it a little bit more. Now I have more of a cut on the 4 than I intended. The problem with this is I do not want to run into any of the balls down here. You see me putting my cue on the table where I'd like to leave the cue ball after pocketing the 4. Shooting the 4 in the right-hand side pocket. I believe this was about 1 o'clock spin on the cue ball, just nice and easy, floating the 4 in the side pocket, sending the cue ball off the in rail straight back out. The cue ball did release a little bit and go toward the long rail, which is okay. This actually was a little more tricky than it looked. I take my time here, but this was definitely missable. I decided that shooting the 5 and coming back around the 8 with a little bit of draw was much more natural than bouncing it straight off the in rail and straight back out. I was more comfortable doing this, so I elevate the cue just a little bit, low left spin around 7 o'clock. A little bit of a stun stroke here, a little bit of a stun. You want the cue ball to go around the 8 without hitting it, sitting at 1-2 rails. That was low left again with the stun stroke. If you guys would reach up and hit that like button, I greatly appreciate it. All right, 6 to the 7 to the 8 here. The 6 is fairly straight in. I decided to draw back just a hair, cueing off the rail. Make sure I'm comfortable, a little bit below center here. Pocketing the 6, nice and smooth stroke, Drawing back just a hair, making sure to stay away from the 8-ball. I decided to keep an outside angle on the 8 so I can play natural shape to the 9. So when I shoot this 7-ball here, I'm going to hit it with a low spin below center on the cue ball around 6 o'clock. Draw it back just a hair, not too far, just a hair. That way when I pocket the 8, I have an outside angle, naturally sending the cue ball up table. As you'll see here, hitting the 8-ball basically with low spin, the natural angle is going to send the cue ball up table near the spot. Nice and smooth, nothing drastic, just barely floating the cue ball with a low spin there. Getting a lot closer to the 9 to make pocketing the 9 a lot easier. This rack has a little bit of technicality to it. It wasn't a lot of movement on the cue ball, but it was a little technical. But making that 9 concludes this rack on the road to 1,000 breaking runs. All right, rack 87 on the road to 1,000 breaking runs. 9-ball, 9-foot table, 4 1/8 inch pockets, World 9-ball Tour break, trying to make them to 1 in the side. Nice big break here. The 1 does go. The 9-ball gets kicked and it goes in the side as well. This is a golden break on the World 9-ball Tour format. If you guys would, please check out my sponsors. Great group right here. I highly appreciate them, and thank you for watching.